It's Do Time with Pastor Steph.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Rise and shine. You're on with this Do Time with Pastor Steph. How are you this morning? That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. For this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So, where were you all week? We started off the week shaking the Monday morning blues with the Do Time crew. And we talked about that nurse who got on TikTok and blasted a White House aide and wishing her like death on her delivery pretty much. She wished that her body would just fall apart, and it was just some nasty explicits that were given really for no reason, because it's not like she knew the person personally, but she ended up getting fired. And they were like, that's not our brand. We're sorry. We do not condone this behavior. And the whole response of, hey, you know, I'm on my own time. I'm on my own social media. That's null and void. They do not want their brand represented like that. And we talked about just rules and respect and all of the kind of stuff that we need to really, really focus on. So try to pay attention to the rules. Try to be respectful, because if not, it has nothing to do with whether, you know, this is yours, and yours. Guess what? You can actually lose what you think is yours. Well, we had our switch with Shantice. Don't celebrate with the wrong one. I don't know. This is kind of broad. Another practical switch tip. Always celebrating with the enemy. Always celebrating with God. Always celebrating with the good people. Always celebrating with the bad people. Always celebrating with the good things. Always celebrating with the bad things. So my advice is go back and listen. Nobody can give it up the way Shantice gives up her switch tip. And trust me, it is definitely something that will hit home. Oh, let's talk about a Tuesday rolled around, and we talked about the suicide pod that went from one Cedar, where a 64-year-old woman, out in Switzerland, used this suicide pod, till now the inventor extending it to couples. Yes, there are 2 seats, 2 buttons. You got to press both of them at the same time in order for it to work. Nitrogen gas comes down and puts you to sleep, and then it puts you out. We talked about the enemy lulling you to sleep, right in your face. What is going on that we are allowing the enemy to put us to sleep? And we just don't pay attention. We're suffering, and we don't even realize that we're suffering because we're not keeping our eye on the prize called God. Well, wow, Wednesday rolled around and we got to talking to our girlfriend Vivian about her socially conscious segment, and we talked about that the millions of people in the United States who are under the breach. Yes, the federal government had a data breach, and now our names and addresses and social security numbers are all now exposed. Identity theft is a concern. Tax people picking up your tax, your number to file taxes under your name, that's a concern. Credit theft is a concern. What you're going to do? Protect yourself. They say make sure you don't give your number out or willy-nilly, as they say, but you know how to protect yourself. Make sure you keep your information close to home, and you got to learn to trust God, because they're telling us to do all of these things, but yet they're the ones who they've had the breach. So now you're telling us how to protect ourselves, what? From your negligence. So listen, it's your number, it's your name, it's your address. You got to take care of you better than anybody else can take care of you. Well, yesterday, boy, talk about a wild week. We had our main topic, a woman who paid 24 plus $1,000 for her husband's back child support. That was for one baby mama, if you will. There's still another child who he owes back child support for, and they're on their way to Japan. Oh, we talked about lowering your standards. Why are women, going through this issue of just accepting anything? Is that what God wants for our life? And the answer is no. What do we do with ourselves to step our game up so that people who meet us can value who we are? Because if we don't value ourselves, then who's going to value us? Well, clearly, this was the perfect example. And we've definitely got to get with the Creator so he can help us understand exactly who we are. Because until we understand who we are not going to be valued, because we're always going to put less emphasis on us and more emphasis on someone else. Imagine paying $25,000 for someone else's back child support, and your concern is going to Japan. Boy, do we have our priorities all mixed up. Well, that's how we spent our week over here on this Due Time with Pastor Steph. Well, today is Freestyle Friday, and we get to do whatever it is we want to do. Well, talk to the men is what we do. Yes, and they will be joining me shortly, and I can't wait to hear what they got to say, because they're going to send us into a thought-provoking weekend. So let's get this party started. Go ahead and get that healthy breakfast. Go ahead and tell somebody, anybody, everybody that it's Due Time with Pastor Steph is on. And whatever you do, don't go anywhere, because we will be right back.
Healing is realizing that I'll keep it to myself mindset is no longer acceptable. That hurting in silence and allowing yourself to implode can no longer be tolerated. Speaking up is love. Asking for help is love. Having people in your life that genuinely care about you, and not just the people or the friendships that you created for distractions or entertainment, but people in your life that actually show up when you need them. Healing is letting people in. Healing is knowing how to say that I am not okay and not feeling embarrassed because of it. That silence was never strength. It was survival mode. So you have to understand that you have to be willing to choose differently. You have to choose the spaces that feel safe. You have to choose people that consistently check in, and not the people that check out because they feel like you're always doing too much. You have to choose community over isolation, connection over self-sabotage. The more you speak up, the more you free yourself. That's healing. That's love. That's growth.
Get this right. There we go. Good morning, and good morning again. Welcome back to It's Due Time with Pastor Steph, and it is Freestyle Friday. Woo! By the grace of God, we made it, y'all. We made it. We made it. We made it to the end of the week. Thank God. And this is the end of the first month of the year. We have breezed through these 30 days. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Well, if you're in the room, please check in. I would love to say hello, and I'll holler back. We got to check in from our girl, Ketty. Hey, girl. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We got a check-in from, now I want to say, A. Slinnon. I'm just going to say, I don't know what else. Hi. Thank you so much for joining us. We got Karen checking in this morning. Hello and good morning to you, Karen. We got our girl, Tamika, on the line. Good morning, Tamika. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so happy to have you with us on the opposite side this morning. We must say good morning to the ladies that help us hold it down. If it weren't for them, there would be no us. Let's say good morning to our girl, Shanti. Hey, Shantice. And let's say good morning to our girl, Anika. Good morning, Anika. Thank you so much for joining us. Katie says, I love that PSA. I absolutely do too. We're coming back to that this morning to see what the men have to say about that PSA. So, I've been like not getting my normal trivia for my Freestyle Friday. So I got a substitute. And I came across some divorced women who shared the moment that their nice guy turned into this wretched man that she didn't realize any longer, things that she didn't see coming. And let's see what they got to say. She says, I got married to my ex, and he suddenly changed his tune to being in charge as the man of the house and making final decisions. I actually paid the bills because everything came out of my account, but I never had any extra money because so much of my income was used and his wasn't, since my kids weren't his. Then I inherited some money and he nickel and dimed it to death until it was nearly gone. Less than 2 years later, our divorce was final before our second anniversary. It cost me a fortune, the inheritance, but it was worth it to get rid of him. He didn't display any of this behavior beforehand. I do not believe any of that. I don't believe that. I do not believe that. Even for what she says at the beginning. Nah, I don't believe that. Don't fall for the okie doke. Mine went from a polished guy who wore suits to work to a wannabe Twitch streamer and raver who sells drugs. There was zero warning for that. No, there wasn't. No. How do you go from being a polished guy to selling drugs? No. You did something. No, I ain't buying that either. I'm waiting to hear a story that I can believe. My biggest warning flag should have been how he treated his mom. He was always rude, so rude to her for no reason. She could never do anything right in his eyes. And she is the kindest woman, always trying to stay on his good side. A few years later, I was being treated that way too. So she's admitting, hey, I should have seen it coming. I saw him doing his mom that way. Yeah, they always tell you, ladies, and I haven't heard this recently, so maybe that's something that went out the window. But as I was growing up, they always told you, find a man who treats his mom right, and that way, that's an indication as to how he'll treat you. So I haven't heard that in years. It's been a couple decades since I heard that, so I don't know. I don't know at all. Shanti says, I don't believe that either. People display something, even if it's a small sign. Yes, you just don't pop out the birthday cake and you don't know what's going on. No, I'm sorry, I don't believe that. My ex didn't exactly do a 180 at first. It was more that I became increasingly aware of the behavior that was hurting us. The subtle manipulation, the lack of accountability. Every argument started with me finally respectfully opening up about my feelings, then ended with me crying and apologizing to him for making him feel like a bad person. I know the subtle acts of selfishness and unwillingness, yeah, I said it right, to actually change that I knew was there before, but I guess I just let it go. When I found out he cheated, I was devastated and felt horribly betrayed. Then it's like all the signs slapped me in the face. They were all there. They were all there. I'm going to repeat that. They were all there. All the same ones I noticed towards his exes when we first got together at 20. He had been lying to me for a long time about basically everything, and I supported him emotionally and financially and said sorry for bothering you. Let me tell y'all something. She said something key in here. I have made the vow a while ago. Whoever I'm involved with, I need to talk to your ex. Unless she's dead, I need to talk to her. Because see, we always fall for the okie doke. All that one-sided, she ain't this, she ain't that. She didn't do this, she didn't do that. And whoa, do we find out the true Hollywood story? He ain't telling. So I want to talk to her. Give me her phone number. I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll work out whether I should have called or not. Just give me the phone number. All right. In hindsight, it was subtle control stuff, dismissing my feelings, little jokes at my expense, and effort slowly dropping once they felt secure. Nothing dramatic at first, just a quiet shift from partner to entitlement that I ignored way too long. Yes. Now somebody who's finally talking. Check this out. His friends and family told me what a good influence I was on him and how he used to be before he came into the picture. Quick to escalate situations, yelling, physically fighting, etc. Turns out I was only a good influence until I couldn't easily walk away. And by then, we had moved to a different state. Our new friends knew the cool version of him, and it was just me getting the version of him that his people warned me about. Now, they didn't told you. You moved to a whole new state with him. You done lost your mind. The only red flag was that he aggressively chased me and was too quick to move in together. Proposed, have a big wedding, etc. That's the only red flag. Oh, Lord. Literally, the day after the wedding, he decided he finally got me and was bored now that the game of chase was over. Within a month, I found a new girl to obsess over. Wow. I truly didn't see any red flags, even in hindsight. I can't explain his absolute revolt against me. I went from being his best friend to his enemy and an authority figure he needed to fight against. Wow. Alrighty. She says, don't marry in the 3-year window of infatuation. He showed me who he really was when the dopamine came crashing down. Ooh, we weren't compatible, and by that point, there was a kid involved. Don't push a man to marry you. Most people will absolutely not stay married, and for those who do, only 20% are happy at 20 years. Or you can just stay together after some cheats and you're totally over the marriage. And by the way, you won't beat the odds. Wow. All righty. He lied about small things to other people. He ran a marathon. Then he started lying to me about big things. Liars are always liars. All right. Tamika says the sign was plastered all over. Bleeding red flag. Family usually tell you the truth. It's true, Tamika. What family gonna lie to you about somebody? They really, I I have yet, maybe one time, a family member told a story that wasn't quite true. But on a whole, I've heard some mamas tell daughters, tell women, stay away from their son. Now that's a mama I can get with. Yeah. It's like, listen, he ain't no good. If you good, you'll want him. I tried my best with him. He ain't turned out to be nothing. She stayed friends with the mama and stayed away from him. Yeah. He refused to take responsibility for little things, even when they were clearly his fault. And he would get very angry about something small and then pretend as if he'd never been upset. He lied constantly, but I only started picking up on that after we were married. That means y'all got married too fast. Because stuff like that stuff comes out in the beginning, girl. Let's see what else is going on here. I was trying to get away from the long ones. He wouldn't share his credit card debt amount with me. So let's start all over again. We're talking about divorced women. He wouldn't share his credit card debt amount with me. If you won't share your credit card debt amount, we're supposed to share life? Lord have mercy. Help us. He told me that he was worried I wouldn't marry him if I knew, and if I loved him, I would wait. I was 26 and naive. He was $50,000 in debt, and I worked 3 jobs to help. I don't know if I want to continue to read this one. All right, let me start from the beginning because I got all distracted. He wouldn't share his credit card debt amount with me. He told me that he was worried I wouldn't marry him if I knew, and if I loved him, I would wait. I was 26 and naive. He was $50,000 in debt, and I worked 3 jobs to help him pay it off. He only worked 1 job and then played golf on the weekends. We ended up divorcing about 5 years after we got married. I don't regret the experience though, because it taught me how to work hard, save money, and do all sorts of other wonderful things that have served me well over the last 3 decades. If that ain't a cock and bull story on the back of this thing here, no, she falls into who we were talking about yesterday. Figure that you didn't learn something from this. I don't regret the experience. So why get divorced? Oh, I can't. No. Yes, Tamika. She's the woman from yesterday. Crammed her money in her. Yes. Yes, that's her. This is why I say learn your worth. Learn your worth. You worked 3 jobs. He worked 1 and golfed on the weekend, but it was his debt you were paying, but you don't regret the experience. You almost got the name that Shantice used to spend living in high school. She talked about yesterday. Almost slipped and said it. It taught me how to work hard. You didn't need to learn how to work hard. You immediately jumped in and got 3 jobs. You didn't have to learn that. You did it. If you had to do it for you, you would have done it. So, I'm sorry, y'all. I can't talk about her no more. We're coming back to that one, too. We're coming back to that one. All right, let's talk about the news. Let's talk about the news, because I done got mad. All right. Oh, so we do our celebrity news. I'm about to talk about somebody who Shantice just absolutely loves. And she can't wait to talk about this person or hear about this person, on a regular basis. And I'm talking about her boy, Ray J. Oh, my goodness gracious. He is such a punk. If you want to talk about somebody who is a spoiled brat, he is a straight spoiled brat. So we have Ray J. All week I've been seeing this caption, and I'm so sick of seeing it. I grabbed it when I first saw it on Monday to hold it for today. But all week I've been looking at this, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I know people who are just in the opposite direction, so stop. So he says that he was rushed to an LA hospital on January 6th in order to receive treatment for pneumonia and heart pains. So Ray J is 45 years old, and he revealed that he almost died, but made it through thanks to prayers and support from his fans and loved ones. Okay, so here's where we get to the woo-woo of the story. I was in the hospital, my heart's only beating like 25%, but as long as I stay focused and still on the right path, everything will be all right. So thank you all for your prayers. That was his statement. He later acknowledged that his health is still not okay, but he's grateful for everyone who rallied around him, blah, 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 blah. His mom and his dad, so forth and so on. So he gets on this live stream and he posts this on social media, and he tells the viewers that he was informed by his medical team that he only has a few months left to live. 2007 is a wrap for me, y'all. And when the friend said, yo, you ain't gonna die, he's like, well, that's what the doctor said. So here's the thing. And he ended up spilling it later, which is just simply what you needed to say. You need to go, I only got something to live, and all of this kind of stuff. So he ended up talking about how he was living pretty much a reckless life. He says that he messed up his heart because he was drinking consistently. He said he was drinking 4 to 5 bottles a day of alcohol. He was taking up to 10 Adderalls at a time. And he was like, ain't nothing gonna happen to me. I'm destructible. And now he says, the joke's on me. Listen, y'all, take care of yourselves so you can, live better. And he says, I'm not on the drugs anymore. I'm not on the alcohol anymore. And I'm sorry, I've seen people come back from having, just a small level, of this functioning heart to, it may not be a million people, but you can, if you take care of yourself and, did a little research. And that was a lot of, comments from the people in the medical field. Yeah, it might be grim for you now, but at the end of the day, you don't have to check out of here in 2027. And listen, my thing is, God knows your day. No matter how grim it looks, you can come back from this. But they all said he can get on the other side of this because of his age. He can actually come out on the other side if he takes care of himself. But he must stop the drinking. He must stop the drugging, and you're not indispensable. So that stop doing it. Plain and simple as that. Let's see what's going on in this chat room. Terrence says, good morning, kings and queens. Good morning, my king. How are you, Terrence? Shati says, everything he does is for attention. What are pneumonia pains? He said he had pneumonia and heart pains. Get it right. Ray J said he's going to make it through 2026, but he's not going to see 2027. You know that how, sir? he better not be posting himself having a drink or anything. So that's what I'm saying. This is, it's a cry for attention. And that's pretty much, excuse me. He goes on to say that he has already taken care of his ex-wife and the child. And, he didn't already set them up for when he's dead and gone. And, the money is there. So what they do to it is up to them. What they do with it is up to them. Oh, go away. Go away. Stop speaking death and speak life, Dodo. You know what caused you to, become ill. Now just get yourself together. That's all. Take care of yourself. You don't know what God can do. All right, what else are we talking about? Well, here's something that I love this, and I really kind of grabbed this story because of what we talked about last week with the whole Jay-Z thing. So you have Dwayne Wade, and he's with Gabrielle Union, and he announced that he fathered a son during their break, and he's definitely taking care of his son. This child was born back in November of 2013, where Gabrielle Union and the two of them decided that they wanted to focus on their careers and take a break. Well, he ended up conceiving a child with some Basketball Wives star, and he ended up having this Xavier Zechariah Wade. And he had to tell her. He wasn't afraid to tell her because he said that this child was a blessing and he was not going to ruin it by running. And, I didn't realize that they were dating back in 2013. Yeah, that's when this break took place. And I think it was it says 2013. They were on their break. Oh, no, that's okay. I was right. 2009, he said that they were dating. And then they broke up, took a break. They agreed. Now, wasn't he married at one point? And the thing was, she took him from the wife. Was that in 2009 or 2013? I can't keep up with the story. But the purpose of me talking about the story is because, it kind of forced her to talk about her trauma when it comes to not being able to conceive. They said she had like 9 or 10 miscarriages while they were together. And, she wasn't able to have a child for him. And it was, kind of devastating. And, she had to really, the blow when he announced that he was having a child with this other woman was really a blow that came from her feeling like she couldn't provide for him in that way. So, this is something that she's accepted, his other children, because he does have other children, as we know. And, she's just joined the bandwagon on being that stepmom. And this Xavier is one of the, children. But, he's stepping up to the plate. He says, this is a blessing in my life. I'm going to take care of this child and I'm going to do what I have to do. And, he's been very active in the child's life. And, they've been enjoying Xavier. So if he was born in 13, that means he's going to be like 13 this year. Yeah, he's 12 years old. So, all right. So we got a man who's doing the right thing. We got a man that's doing the right thing. Let's see what else we're talking about this morning. Let's see. I had a couple of other stories. Oh, I got to talk about this one. So, they have been doing some testifying when it comes to Bill Cosby. And he has like a couple of civil lawsuits going on, but this one particular lawsuit that they are bringing up now is from a woman, Donna Motzinger, who's 88 years old, and she was one who claimed that, he drugged her. Bill Cosby drugged her. Well, they claim that he has now admitted to getting quaaludes from a gynecologist back in the 1970s. And he said, supposedly, that he would get the pills so that he could give them to women before sexual encounters. Now, you remember when this first all dropped, he was like, no, I wouldn't do that. I didn't do that, blah, 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 blah. But now that he's doing some testimony and giving up some statements because of this civil lawsuit, that he's saying that I didn't take the quaaludes for myself, that I actually took them for them. Now, my question is, since when does a GYN doctor give you quaaludes, sedatives? So here's the thing. Back in the 70s, they were not. See, now they're taking notes. So a gynecologist can give you a prescription. So maybe this was a friend of his, and this was the only one he could get to give him the prescription for the quaaludes. And back then, they weren't checking like they are now. Why would a gynecologist be giving quaaludes? Something automatically would be flagged, because they've got a lot of these doctors under the microscope. They have even shut down certain cities where doctors couldn't write prescriptions at all because the entire town was on opiates. That's how the town was making their money. Yes. So back in the 70s, a lot of things were going on. So that is now supposedly his statement that, yes, I was giving women drugs so that they, could be out of it so I could have sex with them. Oh boy. I remember back in the 70s, Bill Cosby being all of that. When I go back to movies that he was in with, let's say, Sidney Poitier, that he wasn't all of that. I'm sorry. I don't know. You know what? When you're in this business, I guess, if you sleeping with so-and-so, you doing a good thing. You doing a good. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But I definitely wanted to bring that up. A quick update. Remember, we've been following the story of that Illinois deputy sheriff when he shot Sonia Massey. Remember, she was the woman who they were saying, she had some mental illness. She called them because she thought that there was some prowler, and she ended up getting shot and killed. So now they're saying that he has been sentenced to 20 years for the murder. Now, this punk had the nerve to ask for a retrial because he's now been diagnosed with some type of cancer. And the judge was like, no, we're sorry. We're not starting this whole process all over again. That's not going to change the fact of what you did. So it's here. It's here. We're going to eat this whole trial period time, and you are now going to serve 20 years. Yeah. Had the nerve to ask for a new trial. Yeah. I'm sorry if I could have done it differently. I made bad decisions. I wouldn't have done the same thing again. All the while he's been talking about how he's, how he was protecting himself because he was scared and all this kind of stuff. So, well, let me see what else I want. Do we want to talk about? Ain't nothing really to talk about here. There's nothing really to talk about here. Let me see if I could grab one more story. Let's see what's going on here. You know what? Let me grab my boy, Brother Ainsley. See what he's doing. Let's say good morning to Brother Ainsley.
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good
You hear me?
morning. Good morning. Yes, I can hear you well.
All right, good morning. Happy Friday. What up? What up?
Happy Friday to you too, Brother Ainsley. Thank you for joining us. Let me grab some of these comments before we start and we get too far away.
All right.
Shantice is saying, what break did Wade and Gabrielle Union have? And yep, that she was supposedly had grabbed him from someone else. And she says you can't make that arrangement after you're married. Tamika says, I don't believe in breaks. You are stuck with me, baby. Oh my goodness gracious. We got checking from Serge. Hey Serge, what's going on? Thank you for joining us. And Shanti says, from a gym, is that, I'm sorry, from a GYN? Yeah, thank you. Is that doctor being prosecuted? Yeah, who knows? He probably dead by now, Shantice. Yes, mine gave prescribed. Yes, GMY doctors can, they can give you prescriptions. So like I said, back then, it would be, something they wouldn't be looking at. Ainsley, we talk about Bill Cosby supposedly now is admitting that he gave these women quaaludes when all the while he's been saying, it's not me, I didn't do that. What's your thought now that this is supposedly, true, and the GYN doctor that he knows gave him the prescriptions to give them so he could have sex with them?
I don't believe he really saying that. Why would you say that now, man? You did the time in jail. He's out now, right? So
yeah, they let him out.
Yeah, so he's like got to be 90, almost 100, why say anything now? Like, my main thing always have been with the Bill Cosby thing, that is when he testified prior to this, his getting into criminal, what he said was supposed to be, he supposed to have immunity, and he went against that. That's how they got him on the criminal charges and stuff like that. So to me, okay. I wouldn't trust the judicial system, civil or criminal, at all.
Right. To come out and say it now.
I ain't saying a doggone thing to you.
Right.
I ain't saying nothing. I'm not saying ABC. I'm not saying 1, 2, 3. You ain't get another word out of me. So I don't get it, man, because now I see it's gonna be more floodgates. You said the woman's 88. 88
yep,
years old.
88 years old, yes. He 102 and she's 88. Yes.
Well, we got these 100-year-old going to court, man.
But something that happened when I was 5. It's like, yo.
Yeah.
I mean, if you granted me $1 million, I wouldn't even live to spend it.
Come on now. Granted, if something really happened, it's good to uncover the truth. Come on now, though. You're talking about 50 years now down the road.
Yeah.
Y'all need canes and walk to get to the courtroom now.
Well, she easing on down that road, ain't she? Easing on down that road.
Yeah, so I don't really believe he really said that. I don't see why, not unless he making like this, like deathbed confession and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. Let's see what your brother Pastor Jeff's got to say. Does he believe that Bill Cosby has given up the goods and admitted that he gave these women quaaludes? Good morning, Pastor Jeff.
Good morning. How are you?
All right, thank you.
Morning,
how are
bro.
you?
All right.
So, Pastor Jeff, they're saying that Bill Cosby is now confessing to the fact that he gave these women quaaludes that he got from the GYN doctor that he knew so that he could have sex with them. Ainsley says, I don't believe that he's saying this now. What do you think?
It's a good possibility he's saying it because he's now completely out of his mind. He's senile. and he's probably dying. You know, so he could actually be, you know, when they get to that age and their minds start going like that, they start telling on themselves now. All right, and that's probably what's happening.
Okay.
Interesting point.
This might be a deathbed confession, Ainsley.
Yeah.
This might be that deathbed confession you were talking about.
Yeah.
Where's Pastor KL? Let's see which side he believes. Is he on the side of Pastor Jeff, or is he on the side of Brother Ainsley? Good morning, Pastor KL.
Good morning. Let me start by saying, listen, there are many light-skinned folks watching. You know? My brother Ainsley needs a translator. He's so damn old. He's still saying what up. For all you light-skinned folks, that means hello. When he say I, that means it's all right.
You know what?
You're the only one I know still saying what up. And I think you related to Bill Cosby.
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. So do you think that Bill Cosby has actually said this? And you know, he might be.
Well, you know, both sides sound truthful. I don't want to believe he said it, but you know, he could have said it because, like I always say, you know, you're closer to the cross than to the crib, so he might be trying to get in. You know what I mean? So he's trying to confess his sins right now to get it off.
Oh my goodness gracious. He closer to the cross than he is to the crib. You know what? I'm so mad. Oh my goodness. All righty. We've got the story of, let me see which one I want to talk about, because I'm not all that. Let's talk about Ray J. Let's talk about Ray J. And let's talk about the fact that, you know, I think he's 45 now. And he's like, you know what? You know, thanks to the drinking and drugging, you know, my heart is only functioning at 25%. They say I'm going by 2027. And that's what happened. And, you know, I set my family up, you know, so I left them, you know, well off. And if anything happens to me, then, you know, oh, well, you know, I did what I was supposed to do. They better take care of the money. What's your thought on this, Pastor Jeff? Do you think he should be claiming what the doctors, because when the friend said, you know, listen, it can work another way, he was like, well, that's what the doctors say. You know, what's your thought?
Well, we as believers, you know, we know not to claim that negative. You know, we go out with our faith, but he's not a believer. So, you know.
Absolutely.
He's hearing what the doctor's saying, and he's speaking it and helping his death along, you know. So I don't know. They believe in doctors. They believe in, you know, all their faith is in medicine and stuff like that. If medicine say they can't do it, then it can't be done.
All righty. Pastor Kale, is this a cry for attention? You know, is this really him thinking, you know, oh, well, I'm going down and I won't be here till 27? Is this a cry for attention? Is he frozen? I think Pastor KL is frozen. All right, Ainsley, Brother Ainsley, is this a cry for attention, or in your opinion, or is this like he really believes he's going down?
Man, with Ray J, you really don't know. I mean, I don't really follow him like that. But, you know, I saw this comment about what he's saying, and I was like, I just turned away from it because I was like, it sounded like I don't believe it. I wouldn't want to believe it if it was me. And I don't know what's some kind of marketing thing. I don't know what his mentality, because sometimes I think when he says stuff, it's to me is he's not making really sense. Doesn't sound logic or common sense and stuff like that. So I was like, I didn't even want to even go any further with that. Because I mean, to me, like you young, and you all about, and you saying your heart is only working at 25%. I mean, look, you here. You have, I just like Dr. Jeff said, look, we know God he's more than a second chance, third chance. You here living today.
Right.
I mean, like, come on, you think life is over? And you predicting you ain't gonna live it to 2027? I can't get with that, man. I mean, like, nah. It could, and as you mentioned him, it is a cry for help. He does need help. You just don't doctor say, because I didn't see. I think that's something he was saying. I didn't get it. That's what the medical doctors were really saying.
That's what he claims. Yeah, he claims that he was told that his heart was only functioning and beating at 25%, and that he would not live past 2027. So he says it several times in the article that I have. The doctor said, and that's why I said when the friend said, like, nah, man, you could get better. Well, that's what the doctors said.
Listen, I have never heard anything like that. I've never heard anything like that.
I've never heard that either, Ainsley. Where you go to 25%, you gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, even you got what you call it, blood clots or blockage and stuff like that. Come on now, there's ways, and you young. Come on, man. The whole story, it just don't sound right, man, like that. So that's why I was like, nah, bro, please. So, nah, it is a cry for attention. I don't know, it's a marketing ploy or whatever he got going on in his head. But again, he be saying stuff sometimes. I'm like, I just don't get, man. That's why I have to just, turn the page, if you will.
Right. Okay. This chat room has been like up and running, and I have not been looking down at all. So I'm going to kind of go back before I go to Pastor KL. So I'm going to have to go back even further for the next comment story. Shanti says about, I guess this is about Bill Cosby. They let him out and R. Kelly is kept in there. Which judge used to beat those parties with him back in the 70s? All righty. Then you have Brian checking in. Good morning, Brian. Thanks for joining us this morning. We got a check in from Anika officially. Yeah, Brian, Bill Cosby says he did it. Tamika says, who wants to have sex with a non-responsive partner? That's no fun. It's true. It's like you're having sex with the dead. I don't understand. I don't understand it either. That makes no sense. Well, we knew he gave them pills. We just didn't know. Wait. Well, we knew he gave them pills. We just didn't know. I don't know what that means, Serge. I think I understand what you're trying to say.
We know how he did it.
Right. Right. And we knew at the end of the day he did it. So, okay. Tamika says Ray J needs a hug. And while you're hugging him, pray for the boy. And
you need a whole bottle of oil, holy oil.
Yeah, he really pulled the whole thing. And Shati says normally the family releases a statement on their behalf with this type news. I'm just saying. And Sir says, yes, with Ray J, it's a cry for attention. And Terrence says, Pastor KL needs a better hotspot. And Brian says, I still believe white women set Bill Cosby up. So they sent him up to confess. Okay. Ray J has nothing to market, Ainsley. That's why this is being posted. And Brian says, of course. Hey, Shantice. All righty. But where is Pastor KL still in the room? No, he's gotta. Oh, that's why Terrence said he needs a new hotspot. Okay. All right. All right. So
you're talking about me, right?
No, he's talking about KL because he keeps dropping on and off.
No, I'm saying KL. You're talking about me, right? But he got no hotspot.
Oh, yes. All righty. Shantice is shouting back out at Brian. So we have this case that we've been following with Sonia Massey. And, now this ex-deputy sheriff is now going to jail for 20 years. Of course, he's asking for another trial because he now has cancer. I think it's colon cancer he's been diagnosed with. So now he wants a brand new trial. Pastor Jeff, should they be? You always tell me I got to understand. Is this the time I understand that he needs a new trial because he has been diagnosed with cancer and he can't do the 20 years?
Yes, you must understand that they need to torture him for the rest of his life for how he killed her. Okay?
Oh my goodness.
That dude don't need a new trial. He don't need nothing. He don't need mercy. He had no mercy when he gunned her down like that. All right? So that's how I'm feeling about it.
Okay. He says, give them everything. Get rid of them right now. Shati says, only 20 years? Criminals get sick every day, B. I'm so tired of these scared cops. Oh my goodness gracious. Brother Ainsley, should he get a new trial because they've diagnosed him with cancer? He's not expecting to live that long. So if they give him a new trial, he wins, he can get out, blah, blah, blah. Should they start this process all over again?
No. I would say, can I have a new trial? I would just look at him. That's all you're gonna get. Come on, man. It's like, I don't get the logic, the common sense. How you can even think of something like that? That think that's going to fly. I'm like, so you got cancer. So I hit my toe on the side of the bed this morning. I need a new trial. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or, you know what I'm saying? I got a headache now. I need a new trial. So I don't get it. I'm like, I don't get the logic. I think his lawyer need to be disbarred for coming up with something like that. Like,
you did?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
So, wow. Well, she doesn't get a chance. She doesn't get a new life. You worried about cancer. She's dead. She didn't get another opportunity. Why should you get another opportunity? You didn't lost your mind. You didn't lost your mind. Shanti
he got to meet Big Bubba. He need to meet Big Bubba and Pookie up in there. You need to become somebody's girlfriend, and then that's what you got for the next 20 years.
Yeah. Well, that's what he's scared of because as an ex-deputy sheriff, he's going to meet some people there.
Oh, yeah.
That he's, even if they don't put him in where he is and they send him somewhere else, once they find out that he is cop, he not going to have a happy life. Yep, he's not going to have a happy life. Shanti says you get another 20 years just for asking for a new trial. Tamika says both he and Ray J say that they don't believe that they are going to live that long. Who are they consulting with? How can he be put out of his misery right now? Well, Tamika's going on with Pastor Jeff. Right now. All right, Pastor KL. Good morning again.
Good morning.
All right. So let's talk about the Sonia Massey murder, and the deputy that killed her is now sentenced to 20 years. He wants to know if he can have a new trial because he's been diagnosed with cancer. Should he get a new trial?
No, not at all. He should just get life right now. What you need a trial for? You killed him. Listen, you reap what you sow. Now you got cancer. You reap what you sow. Biblical fact.
As agreed, and so do your brothers. So do your brothers. All righty. Before we go to our video, I came across an article, and it's about Tracy Morgan. And they say that Tracy Morgan was outside of Madison Square Garden signing autographs and, chatting with the fans, taking pictures, when a homeless man walked up to him and, caught his attention. And he says, "I remember you, William." This is Tracy Morgan. "I remember you, William. Don't talk to me like I owe you something. You used to talk a lot of stuff to me." I'm bleeping out the words. "When we were younger. You think I forgot?" So, this is when they were younger. He ended up coming in contact with this individual, and the boy was not very nice to him at the time. So the guy says, "Well, I'm homeless, man." And Morgan says, "So what that got to do with me? I ain't do that to you." And he says, "I take care of my kids." Now, he asked him for money out there, and that's what kind of sparked this exchange. And now they are kind of toggling back and forth between there's a set that says, "Listen, you got money. You now just was awarded in a settlement, $100 million. If you all remember, he had that bad car accident with the Walmart truck. Mm-hmm. And they paid out $100 million to him. So people was like, "Listen, you got fame, you got money. On top of that, you got $100 million. You could have given him something." And then other people were like, "No, he doesn't owe him anything because he's homeless, because he knew him back then. He does not owe him anything. He shouldn't be obligated to give just because he has." So what doesn't matter whether he's got 100 million plus. What they got to do with anything? There's another story from a comedian, another comedian that says that this guy here used to be a comedian years ago, about 15 years ago. He was a comedian and he fell on hard times. He became homeless, and Tracy Morgan gave him money at that time. And now he's like, "Yo, I'm not doing that again." So I would love to know from you men, should he have taken the road of, "You know what, I got it, let me give it to him"? Forget about the comedian who says he gave to him before. Even if it were the first time, should he give? Now you have the thought of, "Hey, this is another time I'm giving you. So should he have given again? Or, you know what, he gave back then, you done lost that now." And then you have, he owes him nothing. If he gives him nothing, then so be it. He has nothing to do with him being homeless. And no, I wouldn't give him anything. I'm going to start with you, Brother Ainsley.
I had a feeling you'd come to me first. Yeah. I had seen a little bit of this clip. I didn't see the whole thing. I seen the clip, and and you could definitely tell it wasn't just some random person. There was some history between them, and because there's some history between them, you gotta understand. Then there's some more going on that everybody there is not aware of.
Right. That meets the eye. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and because of that, and first of all, I mean, sometimes, I don't mind giving, but sometimes, like I hate when people are at the door of the bank, and my small denominations are going to be a $20 bill if I'm getting cash out. I'm like, I ain't in the mood to give out $20 bills. That's all I got. You know what I'm saying? Why you ask me, do I have any spit? No, I'm coming in to get some money, but I'm not giving you a $20 bill. If this is wrong, I may want to give, but I ain't got that right now. You see what I'm coming out of. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
he coming out of Madison Square Garden. So he supposed to stop and just start giving out money right there. I mean, it's almost like the wrong time and the wrong place. But because the history, you can tell the history. I say no. He's not obligated to give it to him like that. We don't know what happened beforehand, and because of that history, I mean, if somebody really did you bad, wrong, or whatever case may be, you gave them money before and they squander it, and they're like, now I'm homeless. You automatically supposed to give them some more money so they can go squander it and then come back again. Or I'm homeless. At what point do you be like, where is the self accountability? Where's accountability? So I'm be like, nah. I think Trey, he just did the right thing. He say, listen, I know there's more to this. Nah, get into whatever car he was driving, his Ferrari, and keep it moving.
Okay. Ainsley says, absolutely not. What say you, Pastor Jeff? Should he have, had that heart, or should he stand his ground? It's my money, and I want it now.
I say he should stand his ground. That's his money. He already helped the dude out before, and he's not obligated. And it doesn't matter how much money he has. People want to make him feel guilty because he got paid and you didn't. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree. Keep yours.
Okay. All right, Pastor KL, what say you?
In the words of Pastor Jeff, y'all know how I feel about this. I'm not giving you nothing. Nathan, I work for my money. Listen, because I'm old, back in my days, you had people outside say, hey, bro, you got any change? They don't ask for change no more. They want a whole $5 meal, $10 meal. Who asked you for $10? For $5? And you are more body able than I am. Get a job. I just think that these people are a little disrespectful at this point. Ask me for a quarter, for 50 cents. When you start asking me for money that costs more than my meal, we got problems. No. I think Tracy worked hard for his money, and he's already helped you before. If I help my child get into her apartment, and for some reason she didn't do well with her money and gets put out, I'm not helping you for another apartment. History done showed you not good with money. I like my money.
Okay. Brian says, yeah, they say that guy used to bully Tracy Morgan, and that's part of the, of the talk that, that was their history, that Tracy Morgan was bullied by that by that guy. Shanti says, okay, Shanti, do me a favor. Stop. Because the things are jumping all over the place. Why does Tracy Morgan owe him money? Okay. All the freeloaders are the ones. Yeah, it is.
You got it. That means I gotta have something.
Right. And it ain't my fault that I don't have it and you have. So since you have, give it to me. All the freeloaders are the ones saying that Tracy Morgan could give him something. Terrence says, so people expect us to give our bullies our money, make it make sense. Tamika says, this man obviously doesn't know what to do with what he's given. Tracy gave him a fish and he gulped it whole, and now he's asking for more. The fact that Tracy recognized him tells him his heart. You can't, Serge says, you can't go after someone you had a problem with back in the days. Yeah, Serge, right. How you asking somebody that I done bullied you? Shanti says, nah, he publicly asked to hold something. You used to bully him and now you're asking him for anything, wanting sympathy like this? No way. Yeah, I'm actually in agreement with you all. First of all, here's my thing. You standing in a mob of people You stand in the middle, people taking pictures, you signing autographs. So you walk up on me and you ask me for money. Where am I supposed to pull this money from?
Exactly.
Where am I supposed to put it? Am I supposed to actually go in my pocket and pull out my money, count you out a couple? Because see, you're not gonna be happy with anything from Tracy Morgan less than $100. So I'm supposed to count out or pull out $100 bill and hand it to you, put my money back in my pocket, and I'm gonna be okay in a mob of people. Get away. Just for you asking me for money, you don't get nothing. Just because you asked me in this mob of people where you are now risking my safety, you get nothing. Because see, years ago, I used to be, because we were cash people, I used to, see somebody, I want to give. Now I can't because, first of all, I very, very, very rarely carry cash. Number two, my thought is I can't pull my money out here and now give you something. I wasn't thinking at the time. So what I started doing was, I would put like $1 bill or $2 bill, $2 in one pocket. So God forbid, I wouldn't have to pull out my whole thing, But again, I don't even carry cash like that. But that's where I had gotten that was a separate pocket. I go in, I knew exactly how much it is. I didn't even have to look at it. Boom, there you go. Whether I'm putting it in your hat, in your hand, in your cup, it didn't matter. But you're asking this man, you walked up on him. So here's my question. How do you know he was even going to be out there?
Exactly.
We know all of this, that you even knew that this man was going to be out there when you going to approach him about some money. Yo, you out of control. I'm sorry. If I had never given you, you wasn't going to get then. You weren't going to get then. I'm not even counting the bullying and all of that kind of stuff, which adds to you not getting no money from me. But my thing is, no. So here, I want to throw this question out there. And I'm going to start with you, Pat. Go ahead.
You know what? Recently, this week actually, somebody asked me for money. All right. I already looked at him. I said, all right, you got Zelle? Oh, you ain't got Zelle? Oh, I'm sorry. I can't help you.
You knew he didn't have Zelle. Oh, that's twisted, easy. That's cruel.
I got Zelle. That's how I roll. You got Zelle? All right. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. All righty. So I'm talking to the Christian men. So I'm asking where people have thrown out, and I want to know what you think. What about the forgiveness factor? So we talk about the fact that he used to bully, but now God has seen to it that Tracy Morgan has come up, despite the bullying. He's got his own wealth. Plus now you didn't just got 100 mil. You surely ain't starving. Should he have gone on the forgiveness train, Pastor KL?
How did I know you were coming to me first with this one? Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. Oh, man. We got to have a Christian answer. Do I have time to hold hands and hold hearts on this one? Listen, I already forgave you when I helped you before. I've forgiven you before, and I helped you. Now you're trying your luck. We just said it, and people are going to use it. Well, you just came up with some money. I got hit by a truck. A truck. They didn't just give me money. I paid for that money. The pain that, listen, I just got run over by a truck and I ain't getting no money. Ain't nobody doing a GoFundMe for me. I didn't see no GoFundMe for Pastor KL. Nah. You know what I mean? No, I'm sorry. I helped you before. Even while you bullied me, even while we went through, I forgive you and I still helped you. No, I can't be a fool twice. No, I'm sorry.
Okay. Pastor Jeff, what about the forgiveness factor? Some people are saying, hey, you should lean on that. Give them the money.
Just because I forgive you, don't mean I got to give you my money.
Ooh.
I forgive you, but you're not getting my money.
Ooh, Pastor Jeff came out with that. The bleeding heart, you gotta understand stuff. Go ahead, Pastor Jeff. All right. Brother Ainsley, what about the forgiveness factor?
Yeah, I agree. I was going to say exactly what Brother Jeff said. I'll forgive. The offense you did to me that hurt me, it means I'm not going to hold that against you. All right. But that does not mean, I got to give you everything you come to me with. I mean, the offense you did to me, I'm not holding it against you. And sometimes you just got to love from a distance. Just because you forgive somebody and somebody is abusing them, does that mean you got to keep it within your immediate and put up with the nonsense? No. Forgiveness, you also have some common sense. So no. I mean, I can love you from a distance. I'm sorry about. I'll do the best thing. The best thing for me to do for you is to pray for you. That's the best thing right there. That's more than money. That's more than anything. Let me pray for you. That God will come into your life and do what needs to be done. That's the best thing that can happen to you. I want to pray that happen. So,
amen.
Yeah.
Silver and gold have I none. I ain't got no money. But such as I have, I give unto you. Rise up and walk away from me.
Hey, Kel. All righty. Okay, so we got some comments going on here. Terrence says, no, he should not go on the forgiveness train. Just imagine if he passed away, he would have never got his $100 million. God helped him forgive that man. That's why he got the okay, Terrence. He got the $100 million. Okay, Terrence. All right. Terrence also says, they always tell us we should forgive and never forget. Who said that, Terrence? You don't quote no Bible, are you? I gotta give you a new Bible. I gotta give you the Holy Bible.
That's in the book of Terrence, chapter 1.
All right. Verse number 3.
Oh my goodness gracious. All righty. So, Serge says the Christian way would be that you don't give your money to a place where it won't make a change or blessing. All right. Well, listen, you may. Interesting. Brian says Tracy should give him a solid slap to the back of his head, then say, I forgive you. And Terrence says, you better say it, Pastor KL. All righty. Okay, I wanted to do my the PS, but I'm on a different, we never know where we're going here. Just give me a second. I want to send Shanti something that we did yesterday. I wanted Pastor Jeff and what's her name? Pastor Brother Ainsley. His hold on. I want to get your opinion on something. And because we came across something this morning in my trivia that I had, and it kind of went along with yesterday's and I can't find the video right now, and I don't want to hold up everybody. So yesterday we had a video where there was a woman who went down to the Child Support Enforcement Office with her husband. I wish I had the video. Oh my God, because I really can't tell the story the way I want it to come across. And she was counting out with the agent $24,000+ that she was going to give to the Child Support Enforcement Agency for his back child support for one baby's mother. She still had, he still had another like $2,400 or $2,500 in back child support that he had in the wings for another baby's mother. When she gave up the money, she then, Shantice has it. I'm gonna kill her. All right, Shantice, play the video because I can't deliver it the way the oh, okay. So let me see this here. Let me do this here. So we're gonna switch gears a little bit because everybody did see it yesterday, but it kind of, again, it goes with what we were talking about this morning. So there, we were talking about the divorced women who said that they had this man that went from Prince Charming, and he completely did a 180-degree turn, and now they are divorced, and it's because she didn't see this coming from anywhere, pretty much. So one of the ones came up. She said he wouldn't share his credit card debt amount with me. He told me that he was worried I wouldn't marry him if I knew, and if I loved him, I would wait. I was 26 and naive. He was $50,000 in debt, and I worked 3 jobs to help him pay it off. He only worked 1 job and then played golf on the weekends. We ended up divorcing about 5 years after. Shut up, Ainsley, stop laughing. We ended up divorcing about 5 years after we got married. I don't regret the experience, though, because it taught me how to work hard, save money, and do all sorts of other wonderful things that have served me well over the last 3 decades.
Homeboy playing golf while she out there working.
3 jobs. Not 1, not 2, 3 jobs. All right, here's a video from yesterday.
Oh my gosh, man.
I tell you.
If it ain't easy.
Oh my goodness.
Peach Patch, we are back at child support enforcement. The state of Florida, the 13,000?
No, that's 10.
Okay.
I just got the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000.
Me in Hillsborough County Clerk Office paying my husband's child support. 10,000, 20,000, 22,000, 24,000 plus $100. That'll take care of that $24,086.06 balance. Patience is a virtue. All right, Peach Patch, we have to pay the extra balance of $2,270.28. So this is 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2,000, and then $300 more dollars. So 1, 2, and then 3. So 300, and we're still okay. Peach Patch, she's counting that money, making sure it's accurate. Peach Patch, here's that first receipt. I paid $24,086.06. I gave her $24,100. She gave me back $13.94 in change. And then here's that second receipt showing that I just made an additional payment of $2,270.28. I gave her $2,300. She gave me back $29.72 in change. My husband officially no longer owes his baby mama a penny of $24,702.37, and he's officially done with child support for this baby mama. Now, his other baby mama will take care of that at a later date. In the meantime, this baby mama, and we are one step closer to getting his child support. You guys can do this a bunch of different ways, right? You could take a lot of information from this situation. You can say, I'm never going to take my baby daddy off of child support. I'm going to wait. One day it'll happen and I'll get my back pay. It's happening for this baby mom, but there is a probability that it'll never happen. So the choice is yours. Some of you may think the presence of the father is more important than the money, so you would rather a present father. Completely up to you. Do what you will. But in the meantime, we're going to pay $24,702.37 so we can go to Japan. All right, Beach Badge, we are back at child support.
All right, so Pastor KL weighed in yesterday on this video. I'm going to give you two a chance to weigh in because when I saw this, I didn't read. You know, when I do the trivia, I don't read through the trivia. You know, it's like 20 some odd statements here from women. And I didn't know this was coming up. And when I saw that one really was like, you have got to be out of your mind. Pastor Jeff, I'm going to give you first dibs at this one. You know, what do you see here? Do you see something wrong? Do you agree? What's your thought? I'm so scared to ask you. Oh, Lord.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
I knew he was going to say
that. my man found him a good one, boy, a live one. You know what I'm saying? Gonna pay off his child support for him, get him all straight. And you know, after he get all straight, he just gonna make some more babies. You know what I'm saying? You know, she's an idiot, but there's a lot of them out there, and she all happy about it and everything. You know, so my man game is tight. You know what I'm saying? You know, I want to beat the brother.
Wow.
His game is tight.
Yeah, his game is tight. All right.
She about to take them to Japan. After she pay off all his debt. I should have found me one like that. My baby pay my wife baby pay her student loan. You know what I'm saying?
Cause she was smart. She was a smart cookie.
She was the player.
Yes. Oh, Brother Ainsley, what say you?
This video is crazy. First of all, I mean, like, I was hoping she's gonna say, you know, the husband gave her some money or he contributed in some kind of way. So I'm taking it. This is all her money she got from some kind of place. And but my thing, you know, not the fact that you did this, but you're gonna record and document this and share this with the world. I mean, sometimes you know, it's bad enough you do what you want to do, but then you want to broadcast for everybody to look at you doing this. You know?
Right.
And you know, and so you can say to go to Japan. So I'm thinking when she said that he ain't got no passport, so he got to pay off child support to get his passport, clear it up. And so now you go to Japan. You know, so I'm like, I get what's said by your man, but you know, what is he doing to justify this? I mean, all game, you know, like Pastor Jeff said, you know, I'm like, come on, man. You know, was she financially obligated to do this? You know, to me, it's where the accountability, man. I mean, what kind of man? To me, because you know, what's gonna happen the next 3 years? You're gonna have more kids. You got to keep on. If he's not paying what he did in the past, stuff is going to happen all over again. We're going to be in the same situation another few years, unless she's going to continue to pay his child support.
Yep, absolutely.
Where is his contribution to this? You know.
Absolutely. He don't need no contribution because she doing it all. You don't need no contribution when she's doing it all. All right. Brian says, bless her heart. Terrence says, we need her. Tamika says, for the other chick, 3 decades. Here's the funny thing. Golf is not cheap. He has money, girl. You got. Nika says, just realized from seeing this again, she started to say, we're back at the office. Yes, she did. She did. Because they probably went there the first time and found out all that information. That's what she's saying, they're back. So this isn't her first time now, and it won't be the last. Absolutely. And Pastor KO looks like he's frozen here. Oh, no, he's not. He went to sleep. Oh. All right.
No, he was listening.
So now that we've gotten yesterday's video, we're going to merge this with this morning's added confession. He wouldn't share his credit card debt amount with me. He told me that he was worried I wouldn't marry him if I knew, and if I loved him, I would wait. So you already starting off wrong. You won't share that information, but we're supposed to get married. Is it me? Pastor KL, is it me? You don't want to share your credit card debt. We already getting this ball rolling wrong.
You're absolutely right. If it's for love, you're absolutely right. But if it's for a come up, if it's for a ploy, then I'm doing what I'm doing. So it depends on why you're trying to get married. If you're trying to get married for love, you put everything on the table. But listen,
Right.
if I need to get out of jail free card, I ain't telling you nothing.
Yep. All right. I was 26 and naive. He was $50,000 in debt, and I worked 3 jobs to help him pay it off. He only worked 1 job and then played golf on the weekends. Ainsley, I'm gonna give this to you since you're the one that found it so humorous.
Yeah, I mean, you on Saturday, I got you in a golf cart with the gloves on, you get into the hole. I don't play golf, but I got you got your golf bag and your swing thing, and you out there, while your lady out there working 3 jobs for you. I mean, come on. That's a player, straight up player, and I don't know how long she was putting up with, and it's his debt. You working 3 jobs, not unless them 3 jobs only was like 3 hours a day, 3 hours for the week. You need 3 of those, to make up to his one.
Mm-hmm.
But still, just the idea that it's like ridiculous. I'm like, you ain't got no backbone, no self-worth, no come up, you don't feel like you see that you're being taken advantage of. 50 grand.
Wow. All righty. We ended up divorcing about 5 years after we got married. So there's your answer to that, Brother Ainsley. I don't regret 5 years. They were married for 5 years.
How old was her husband? Is that how old he was?
He must have been around the same age. I don't think it was a big difference in
How
age.
you get 50 grand in the hole at 26?
That's what I'm going to say. How you get 50 grand?
Yeah, well, it can happen. Credit card debt, yeah, absolutely. So let's say it was 30, 35.
I got that 30,000 credit card debt, man.
Yeah. We ended up divorcing about 5 years after we got married. We don't regret the experience, though. I don't regret the experience, though, because it taught me how to work hard, save money, and do all sorts of other wonderful things that have served me well over the last 3 decades. Pastor Jeff, Brother Ainsley, and Pastor KL, you've now heard your daughter speaking. This is your daughter. What do you say to her and all the young ladies her age? We ain't talking about hate the player, hate the game. We're talking about the advice or the counsel do you have any counsel to give your daughter and all of her girlfriends and all of the other women her age after you've heard her say all of this? Pastor Jeff, how we going out of here today?
Listen, I'm gonna tell my daughter I need to slap you back up into your mama. All right, being an idiot like that. No way I raised you to be that stupid. You understand what I'm saying? I might not talk to her for a long time behind some stupidity like that. So her best bet is not to even let me know that she did that.
So she told you already. She told you already. So you can't, you know, you can't act like you don't know now.
It's too late, and I realize I got an idiot for a daughter. and ain't nothing I can do about it. So what is there to say to her?
Okay. I got 3. I can think of 30 things to say. Brother Ainsley, what are you saying to your daughter, all her girlfriends, and all the young ladies her age? How are we going out of here today? Pastor Jeff ain't talking to nobody no more. He mad. I ain't talking to you.
I definitely understand his point. I definitely would, because I just can't see even getting to this point in the first place. When you started mentioning this, in the back of my mind, I was like, yo, where are the men in these girls' lives? You know, where was the example of real manhood to get with? You know what I'm saying? Maybe they didn't have a father, somebody around to be an example. Okay, what a man role is supposed to be, what to accept, what not to accept. Prevention is better than cure. So the first thing that came to my mind is like, where there's a lacking somewhere in their come up, growing up, and something like that to get to this point. So that's the first thing that came to my mind. And now this young lady who's there, unfortunately, I hope she learned her lesson. But for all the young women,
your daughter, this is your daughter.
I can't even see this happening. But if you
stop. So did her father.
Huh?
So did her father.
Okay, so we're here now. So you're saying just what she said.
We're here. Right. Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know none of this. I find it kind of hard to believe. But
whether you want to go with this scenario, I'll leave it up to you. If you want to go with the scenario that you heard a little bit of something, but you didn't think it was this, or this is slapping you in the face for the first time. Because listen, this is parenthood. You have to go to how we raise our kids. There's gonna be some stuff that they do. We're like, what? Stop. So whether it's you, me, Jeff, KL, it doesn't matter. Once our kids leave our sight, we don't know what they're gonna do. No, it doesn't matter what we invest in them. To be honest, they do stupid stuff. This is her stupid thing. So that's what I'm saying. I need you men to speak as though this is your daughter. I don't care what you invested in her. This is the direction she went in. We don't know why. I'm going to talk about it in a second because we brought it up yesterday, but it's your daughter.
All right. Okay. I would say this. All right. Well, obviously you didn't listen to nothing I've said over the years and you coming up. Obviously, you didn't take see the example that was set before you. Obviously, so sometimes you gotta, what's the saying, you gotta feel now, you gotta deal with the consequence of your actions now. But all of that could have been avoided. And I just gotta pray for you. And I hope you learn from this lesson so this will never happen again. And any other ladies who's in this or going through this or thinking about going into this, you should know the man you are marrying. This financial stuff, that should be a non-starter from the very beginning. It should be a non-starter from the very beginning. Any counseling, but yeah.
Okay. Terrence says, I agree with Pastor Jeff. She's stupid because I have already given her the game on men. And if you did not listen, that's on you. So pretty much what you just got finished saying, Ainsley and Jeff. All right, Pastor KL, are you going in that direction or do you have something else? How are we going out here? What are you telling the ladies and your daughter who are now watching and listening?
First of all, we tell my daughter, you got that from your mother's side. Because your daddy's side definitely would not have thought like that. So that's your mother in you. You know, first of all, that's the first thing we have to clear up, that it wasn't your father. It was not your father's genes. That was your mother's genes, okay? I didn't hear none of the fellas say that. They was claiming stuff. Now, I'm not claiming this stuff. That's your mama, okay? Second of all, you know, I always say, and I say on this broadcast, that if the man can't present or take care of you equivalent or better than your daddy, he ain't the one for you. If you ask this man what he's bringing to the table and the only thing he has is a fork, he has to go. Because if you have to prepare the whole table and all he does at the table is eat, he's not the one for you. There's no balance. There's no equally yoked. You know, so you have to look at all those stages. If you're picking him up and driving him everywhere because he don't have a car, he can't get a license because of let's just say child support. If you see all these things that's going to mess you up, that you can't get further. You can't get further as a couple. You can't get further as an individual because all your goals have stopped because of what you have to go back to with him. So if you're doing more for him than he can do for you, that's not a good thing. It's time to do as we used to do when we was children. The children sat at a different table. You can't sit at this table. You're not grown enough to sit at this table. You can't eat what I eat. You can't drink what I drink. It's time for you to go at your own table. And when you get of age, mentally, financially, physically, perhaps I'll invite you to my table.
Wow. Okay.
All right, bro.
Oh, I like that. Pastor Jeff and Brother Ainsley, you know, one of the things that, you know, we have to understand is she doesn't understand her own value, her own self-worth. So no matter what you pour into her, if she does not catch her own value, her own self-worth, it's going to be as though you didn't do anything. Period.
Well, I mean, to me, growing up, I mean, that's a whole part of, you know, you trying to instill their purpose. You know, absolutely. I mean, that's a part of you raising the kid. You know, we're not raising no punk. We want to raise somebody who's you know, who's spiritually aware. You know, that, you know, why we move the way we move, and with that is, you know, my thing at one point, I would say at some point, we're not raising the child no more. We're just guiding.
Right.
The foundation. By the time they're 5 years old, the mode of discipline is already set, and we're just raising. When they get to 18, 21, 22, wherever it is, we're just guiding them now.
Right.
And, absolutely. You know, but that foundation of, you know, who they are, make them feel good about themselves and accomplish, you know, I see a little lacking there in this example. I understand we will, as we go up, we'll do something crazy and, you know, still act like, seem as though we're falling away, but we still attached to a certain to our foundation in some kind of way. Right. But,
absolutely. Absolutely.
But to the certain,
and that's
yeah. But this is certain. To the example, I think it's a little bit much for me, man.
But it's real, and that's the same.
It is real. It is.
It's because look. I want to talk about the four of us. The four of us. Okay, so I know you were raised in Christ with God as a foundation. I know KL was raised that way. I surely was raised that way. Pastor Jeff, before I make the statement, were you raised? You with your grandfather, right? You had to, you had your
generation of preachers.
Right. I forgot. I thought about our initial conversation with you and Nicole. All right. So all four of us were raised with a foundation, but we all went off and did stupid stuff. Every last one of us. Y'all talk about it all the time. I talk about it. So it has. Listen, you are still your own person. So no matter what was invested in you, it's you who have to make the decision. So this is why when you say, "Oh, I can't believe," yes, yo, this is us. This is us. We may not have gotten the guy, or the woman, who did this, but we did something, things, plural, that no one would have ever known. We were raised with God as the foundation. Come on, we talk about it all the time. That's the coining the phrase in my former life that everybody has picked up. So we can't dismiss the fact that no matter what we pour into these children, it's like you said, once they get out there, that's it. All we could do is pray that the foundation and to raise up a child in the way they should go, train up a child in the way they should go, and they will, when they grow older, they will not depart from it. We pray that holds true. But to say, I can't even see this happening, stop. Because we are four examples right here that indicate that no matter what was poured into us about God, in God, we didn't do nothing with it at one point. I'm gonna say that to the four of you.
Yeah, at this point, when you talking about getting married, though, that's a whole nother level, man.
No, it's not, Ains. It's not. See, here's where you're going. You're going, at least I. That and I always talk about that at least I. In God's eyes, sin is sin, and you know that. So God, the fact that she got married is not as bad as, or she got married is worse than. This was a stupid move. So whether she got married or she went and got on the pole or she went and became the biggest gambler, it's all the same. So regardless of what the movement was, regardless of what bad decision, I'm just generically speaking, we have all stepped away from God, regardless of what we're given, and that's now we can share the blessing of, you know what? Thank God we were raised with that foundation, because although we stepped away, we were given enough that we knew to come back. So
all right, I definitely get that. Yeah, all right.
Okay?
All right.
So that's
It sounds like Pastor Steph must have done that in her life. she must have got played like that.
You know what, Pastor Jeff? I've been listening to all she said, and then she, blaming us for what we've done. Listen, I stayed holy my whole life. Don't speak for me. Don't speak for me.
I'm the one who coined the phrase in my former life. Okay, no, Pastor Jeff, I didn't do that. I did some other stupid things, and that's why I'm like, I just shake my head and I'm like, oh Lord, this was her plight. The one with the $24,000, this was her plight. And my prayer that I closed with yesterday was just help us. We have to teach them their self-value and hope that they hold on to it. Because the fact of the matter is, we can pour everything into them, and it would only take one person to come and undo everything that we have put our lives into these children. So it's serious. It's serious. But as always, you guys have given us something to send us into a thought-provoking weekend. And I thank you so much. And I pray you have a blessed day.
All right. Everybody enjoy. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. God bless you.
All right. So we got some last comments. We all know Pastor KL is going to say, "You not coming back to my house to ask for anything." That's from Terrence. Brian says, "Yep, all he had is his fork and his golf clubs to bring to the table." Good one, Brian. Shanti says, "When the male foundation isn't laid, it's hard to get on track as an adult." A lot of people, we talked about that last week. It's very difficult for a lot of people. Terrence says the parents do the stupid stuff so our kids don't have to repeat what we have done. That's why we do it. Absolutely, and we tell our story, Terrence. We tell them about the stupid stuff we've done, hoping that they don't walk into the same mold that we have already walked in. And Brian says, no, not Pastor Steph. And I say to you, Brian, yes, Pastor Steph too. I've done some stupid stuff. And I'm like, I look back now, I've been saying to you all, God spares at the end of this year, I'll be 60. And I look back and I'm like, oh my Lord. Boy, did you make some stupid moves, girl. This could have definitely been done differently, where now would have been differently. Well, now would be different. And what? It wasn't that you weren't told. It wasn't that, you didn't know. Again, I wanted to play the video yesterday that I played because we went right back into that. There's a woman who literally said, after all of that, she says, but I don't regret the experience. No. That can't be our mentality. We can all say that God is good, and we have not been destroyed by our bad decisions. Every one of us on this Due Time crew, every single one, from those of us who are on here Monday all the way through Friday, as we mix it up and everybody's, on their own day, and we talk about different things, there's not one of us that can say that thanks be to God, we did not perish behind our decisions. We can't say that we're grateful to God that we didn't perish while we were in those things, because God would have held us accountable for just being a bunch of dummies, and intentional dummies. When he says, I winked at you in your time of ignorance, that wouldn't have been us. We were just intentionally doing stupid stuff. But thank God that, I can speak for myself, who I ate the domestic abuse and domestic violence. And of course, it comes from your lack of self-worth. It was young. I was young, as a teenager. It wasn't because I wasn't given things that could have helped me make better decisions. Like I said, I was grounded in, raised in church, but everything doesn't take root at the same time. And unfortunately, that's what I allowed to happen. So, I look now, and my thing is, I give God thanks all the time that he rescued me. He rescued me. And my journey is to help to rescue others. I've been put here on earth to help rescue others. And the only way I can get that done is by telling my story. I can't sit in hiding, and I can't, I'm too proud to share, because people who are 26, now she said that was 3 decades ago, so she's now in her 50s. So that's why, to me, it saddened me to hear that she said, I don't regret anything. No, we should. We should. We don't hold our head and don't recover. But I threw my life away for several years and made very bad decisions. I do regret the time I let somebody beat on me, let somebody abuse me mentally and physically and emotionally. I regret that. Have I emerged by the grace of God? Absolutely. I am a different person than I would have been had I not experienced that, because a lot of my passion comes from that experience. But it doesn't mean I don't regret it by far. I do regret allowing someone to treat me like that. This makes no sense to say that I allowed something like that to happen. And yet I don't regret it happening. I don't want us to misconstrue and merge this thing here. It's the same thing the young lady said yesterday, which is why I wanted the video to play from yesterday, because it has nothing to do, like, well, you could do this one way or the other, and da. And the one that we played on Monday night, well, I signed up for this. No, we've got to get our head on straight. We've got to really understand how this all plays out, and how God steps in, and how sometimes God stands back and allows things to happen, and sometimes he straight intervenes, and we've got to really give that some thought. But again, I say we cannot connect with that properly if we have no connection to God. That is the lifeline that helps us to get where we are, and not only get to where we are, but understand it. Because see, here's the problem. Well, with all you're getting, get understanding. That's what the word of God says. Because we can get a whole lot of things, but if we don't get understanding, then we are going to be a loser at the end of the day. Because see, again, as God being the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end, he doesn't leave anything out. He leaves nothing out. So whatever we're supposed to learn, guess what? It's there before us. What we choose to pick up is something very different. So we can't rely on our own, oh my gosh, we cannot rely on our own thoughts, our own way of thinking, our own mentality, because it's so limited. It is so limited. We have got to tap into God so that he can expand our thinking, he can expand our understanding, he can expand what we get. We can get this, but if we don't get 100% of it, then are we losing? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's almost like you got $20,000 to go buy a car. You don't buy the car for $19,000 that is in absolute perfection. Your concern is just getting around, and you put out $10,000 for a hoopty. Now, you didn't just put out $10,000 for a car that ain't gonna take you very far, and you didn't optimize on the fact that you had 20 and you did have enough money to pay for the car that would keep you running in pristine operation. No, that's the way we do our life. We take what we have and we always opt for what's less. But I'm making a petition to you today to take what God has given you and opt for greater. Oh, stop living below. Stop living below the bar. See, my God is rich in houses and land. My God has all the riches in glory. I got nothing. So I've got to tap into the source that can actually get me those things. Now, I'm not saying be materialistic, because when we say we're rich, we can be rich in a lot of things, in a lot of ways. It has nothing to do with money. But I'm just looking at a rich life. Not just a rich lifestyle. Woo! Not just a rich lifestyle, but a rich life. But if we don't tap into God, who's going to give us that rich life, again, he sent his son not to just give us life, but to give us life, let's say it together, abundantly. So it's more than what we see as life. Because see, Jesus turns the life into abundance. Oh. Are you listening what God is saying to you this morning? He doesn't want us to just live. He says, nah, I got too much for you. I own all of this. I own from the beginning to the end. There is nothing that you can't have that I want for you. And most times, God wants more for us than we want for ourselves, because we don't even realize what we actually have access to. Why? Because look at the three women. Look at the three women. The one from Monday night, I'm sitting in the doctor's office. waiting for the ultrasound of the mistress that my husband just got pregnant, or the chick yesterday and today in the video who says, I ain't got $25,000 to throw away so we could go to Japan and he ain't doing nothing, or the woman who says, you know what, I did all of that and I don't regret anything. That's indication that we are not optimized on all that God has. You think God wanted that first woman to get married only to now share her husband with a mistress, and now you all up in their nonsense? Because to be sitting up in an ultrasound appointment is now being mixed up in all their mess. The woman who's now dishing out $25,000 for something she didn't have nothing to do with, and now all they're going to do is take more money and go vacation. No, God does not. He didn't get. You didn't amass $25,000 to pay his child support, and then another $10,000-$15,000 to go to Japan. It doesn't work like that. And the woman who spent in her early years, she working 3 jobs while he working 1 and playing golf. That's not what God has for us. And those 3 prove that what God has for us, we have there's no foresight or insight to it until we literally tap into the Father. We always talk about fathers, especially on Friday. Go to the Master Father, the Master Father, Father of all fathers, the Father that is greater above any father on this earth. Go to him for everything that we need, from the beginning to the end, no matter how small or no matter how great. If it's just us, or if it's us and a spouse, us, a spouse and kids, take it all to him. Give it to him from the very beginning. If today is your beginning, then today is your beginning. It's okay. That's why you woke up this morning, because he woke you up with brand new tender mercies, with an opportunity to start it all over again today. Make today your brand new day. Make today your first day. Take everything we've heard this week. I don't know who's been paying attention, who used to listen before. We're almost a year. I think next week we make a year here live on YouTube and Facebook. We were straight audio before, but a whole year we've been here live. And when I tell you from then until now, God has turned it up. I'm telling you, he has turned it up. The conversations have been so much more intense. The lessons have been so much more intense. God has us bringing this thing here, and it ain't nothing we have. We can't take any credit. Because even with our testimonies, if we don't give them out right, if we don't show that there's a message, if we don't show that there's something learned, that we've now moved forward and we're doing it God's way, no matter what we say, if it doesn't land right, then it's useless. That's why you'll see me. I'll press them. I'll press the due time. Okay, listen, we need to show this. We need to send this message. I know what you may want to say, but right now God is bringing this whole thing up so that we can only send this message. I know what's on your heart to say, and I'm going to let you say, and God has let you say what's on your heart. Now it's time to put up. We need to let God's people know the way to go. Let God's people know that we messed up, but there is a place to go. For refuge, correction, reproof, a new way of living, a new way of understanding, a new way of seeing, a new way of hearing. Yo, we got to put it out there. We can't just be messing around, just talking. These 2 hours cannot just be spent talking, but we've got to say what it is that God needs us to say to help change your life. We are not the Steve Harvey morning show. We are not the Ricky Smiley morning show. We are here to push the word of God. We are here to push what God is saying. We're not just here for entertainment. God allows us to minister in a very unique way here, where we could talk about ourselves, good or bad, where we can laugh and have a bunch of fun, but yet we're here on a mission. And that mission is to help you understand that God has a plan for your life. And if you are living without God right now, now I ain't talking about you, thank you, God. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that. I'm talking about God being the head of your life. And again, I told you how to get that done. Parallel what you're doing with the Word of God. Go to the Bible and just kind of match it up and see if it's one. If it's not, then we're not living with God as the head of our life. That's what his call is. I don't care how young you are. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care what you're going through now. Start today as a new journey. I don't care. You know, some people got into the, God don't want me. No. There's nothing biblical about that train of thought. There's nothing biblical about these three instances we just talked about. And that's why it needed to be brought up. How many women, young or old, who are going to see those videos, hear what we have to say, and change their lives? If it's one, we give God thanks. Why? Because that one can very well have an effect, a domino effect into other lives. So we've got to do what we need to do, because if we can grab anybody, these broadcasts are here. This broadcast is on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And what I'm marveling is the fact that our biggest listens on podcasts is not from the United States. They are coming from countries, and pay attention to, let me show you what God is doing. Our biggest listens are in countries where they don't speak English. Our biggest listens are from countries where women have no voice. They are subservient to the males and the husbands. They're only seen as kitchen operators, family raisers. They cannot do anything independent of the husband. They are mandated to cover up, and they have to be silent. They cannot elevate in the workplace. They can't elevate in the church, but yet, we have a strong presence in these countries. What do you think God is doing? What do you think God is doing? What do you think God is doing? We need strong women here. Women who have been through some things and who can tell the story of not just what I did or what happened to me, but God can change things. We need strong men to push that we need to respect women. We need to respect our daughters, because we just got finished doing a story, I believe last week, about the way they treat women. We've done tons of stories like that. So we need our men to help those men in those countries who suppress their women and oppress their women to ease up and understand that that's not God. I don't care whether you believe in Allah or whoever it is, Buddha, it doesn't matter. That's not God. Because there are people who convert. We don't know when, we don't know where, we don't know how. And initially there was a seed planted. God said that there was someone else watered, but he gave the increase. We don't know if we're the seed planter, we are the waterer, but we do know that when those two things are done, when God is ready, there will be increase. So we have a job to do. And it's not just here in the United States. I'm telling you, 2 weeks ago, we received 600 downloads from Japan alone. Now she on her way to Japan. I need the money to get over there in Japan, because with 600 downloads, it was over $600 downloads in 1 week. I need to be over there. They need to see Pastor Steph. I'm like, God, you gave her money to waste to go over to Japan. Send me, I'll go. God is doing a great thing here. Don't miss out on your opportunity to do the right thing. Do the blessed thing, because God is going to bless you accordingly. You've been watching It's Due Time with Pastor Steph. Join us Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. where we discuss matters of the heart, mind, and spirit. As you go through your day, be sure to set your mind on things that are above not on things that are below, because they will only serve as a distraction. Remember, prayer changes things. It's Pastor Steph signing off, and I want to thank my Due Time crew for always coming through big time. Our men who always take us into a thought-provoking weekend. Thank you for hanging out with us and keeping that chat room alive. Come on, Terrence. Come on, Brian. Come on, anyone else who, we can get together over here. Come on. How do you know God don't want you as a guest on It's Due Time as a Due Time crew member? But gotta step up. I know some things. So come on, let God use you in a bigger and brighter way. I'm waiting for the opportunity. Please do not miss this opportunity right now to give your life to Christ. Please do not miss this opportunity right now to strengthen that relationship in the Lord, with the Lord, because later is not promised to any of us. Until Sunday, we got a special thing going on at 8:00 p.m. on Sunday. God is introducing something that will not be, every single Sunday, but we're going to be showcasing something on Sunday that is going to lead to something bigger and better that God has already put out there. So make sure you join me, God Spares, right here, Coach for Christian Life Live, and Facebook Live, Facebook Live and YouTube Live, a Closer Walk Christian Media Network. Now, before I go, I do understand that we are, because we stream live on StreamYard, Instagram is limited. However, if it's an hour, we're going to do that hour on Instagram. So there's plans. We're going to, anything that's shorter than our 2-hour segment on Monday through Friday, we are going to air on Instagram. All right. So let's go. Please come and join me. God spares your life. I look forward to seeing you then. Until then, I love you.